really interested next year, like say they manage to hang on to the players, like a very intriguing free agent has now become Shakira Austin, who looks the part of a legit pro, boy, because if I'm Washington, my goal is to lock her up alongside Kiki Iriafen in the long term, because I feel like that's your front court of the future. No disrespect to Aaliyah Edwards, but I feel like what we have gotten out of Shakira Austin, phased out. I agreed, but I think Shakira Austin, Kiki Iriafen is the front court of the future. Do you think that that's what Washington should do long term and lock those two up going next to each other, just based on the sample size of the last 3-4 games?
Yeah, I mean, every indication Shakira's been great, and Kiki has absolutely hit the ground running. Like, I mean, and in terms of like her, it seems like she is like, I feel like this is the most like Kiki has ever been able to like be herself on a basketball court, and it's showing. And like the production, like you think about Stanford, she's behind Cam Brink. It's Cam's team, right?
That's also USC, a very, very rigid system too.
Exactly,
100%. Like what your role is and what you're allowed 100%. To do and not to.
Right. So like you have that at Stanford, then you go to USC, it's Juju's team, and like it's still like it's an open system, but like not really, you know. So like so even that is like still like rigid in a different way, right? Now I feel like in Washington, like there's not a quote unquote star player. Like there's like it feels pretty like even ground across the board. You have your rookies, you have your vets, but like generally speaking, it can kind of be anybody any night. Sykes has been really solid throughout the season, but like generally speaking, right? And so over the course of the season, Kiki has proved that she was rightfully so in like that conversation for number 2 in this draft, like before kind of Dominique Malonga really kind of hit the ground and the word started spreading. Like there was legitimate conversation about Kiki before Olivia Miles removed her name from the draft. There was legitimate conversations, and all those seem real. And Shakira Austin, it's just been about staying healthy. Like I think this might be her best stretch of W games that we've seen her have. So it's obviously like more than just staying healthy, but like she was a very solid player right from the jump. Like she was solidly contributing to what was happening in Washington. The health has just been a struggle for her, and like it's just unfortunate, like part of the game, right? But if she's staying healthy, it looks like she's turned a corner, like in terms of just like upping even another level, and it certainly looks like Aaliyah Edwards has kind of been pretty quickly phased out, and like that was always like I feel like bound to happen in some level of way, like with one of not necessarily Aaliyah specifically, but just there was somebody was going to get the short end of the stick because they just have such a logjam at the 4-5 spot with Dolson, with Edwards, Kiki, Shakira. I mean, Emily Engstler, like it goes on like over half the roster. So it was bound to happen, but certainly right now, like until anything changes, like this feels like year 2 that you are trying to build around down low in the post. I mean, they've both been really, really good and fit together pretty well too stylistically, I feel like.
Shakira over the last 3 games, by the way, 28-10 against Atlanta, 21-7 against Dallas, 19-8 against Minnesota. Sorry, Shawnee.
Seems good.
No, sorry. I feel like you got to be loyal to what brought you there. Go all in on UConn and let Shakira Austin come to the Fever or the Aces. Either or. We got a spot waiting for you. But I don't feel like you should do that to those Huskies. You got to be loyal to them Huskies. UConn is what makes the world go round. That should be your center front. That's your ticket seller, especially with AZ coming here soon. Let that woman walk.
I know you were just cheesing, waiting for me to finish so you could get this off. I know you were just cheesing.
Shakira, if you're listening,
she'll have no shortage. Either way. She'll have no shortage of people wanting to see her, like that are going to be offering her a big contract this year. I mean, just if this continues over the rest of the season, like she might end up being one of the more coveted players in free agency, because of the age, you know, she's 24 right now, but also there's not a lot of like pure centers left in the league right now. Like Griner feels over the hill. Brianna Jones and Ezzy are free agents. But Brianna's now on the other side of 30. Malonga's on a rookie deal. Lee Yaru, maybe. Tierra McCowan hasn't really shown much this season.
NECA's phasing out eventually.
NECA's on the other side of 30. Jonquel is on the other side of 30, even though she's still like a top end player. Olivia Nelson-Adota, probably a lot, you know, in that realm as well. Huskies. But like, Centers are going to be a really hot commodity, and there might be, especially with the cap spike potential, like there might be some overpays for centers, not like a Timofey Mozgov type of contract, but honestly, it wouldn't shock me if you saw this coming season centers.
We're gonna get a Mozgov deal in the new
ordinate
CBA,
amount of money.
We're gonna get like there's gonna
the money, but
right. But like I'm trying to of cap space spent like percentage wise, there's gonna be a Mozgov in this next free agency, and it's going to be very, very.
As long as it's not Liz Cambage, like
I think. Okay, well,
everybody keeps summoning her, and I'm like, okay, it was funny at the beginning of this.
Yeah. Well,
no, but I need everybody to understand if she did come back, she would absolutely go to Indiana, and y'all would be so miserable, and it would be all your fault.
God, please say
all your fault.
I don't need that.
But you know, a center in this shortage of center economy, I would like to see Han Shu back in the league. I'm not giving up faith in Han Shu. Yeah. Free her. Arrest the New York Liberty for what they've done to her and how they've shackled her. Free her. I want to see her somewhere she could help in LA. That's a rim protector. That's somebody that was studying under JJ and was starting to get comfortable and show some moves there. She could certainly help the Aces. She could help. I want to see her in the Falcons. They ain't seeing my vision. But Han Shu needs to be in the league. Bring her back.
I also think it's important to note in these next couple classes, you think about who's coming out. We don't really have like dominant bigs until Sarah and Joyce.
Lauren Betts.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm thinking generally speaking, like in terms of like like just the volume of players. Like we've grown accustomed to bigs being like what it's very guard heavy the next 2 years, and so like you're kind of have to. It's probably you're pretty much working with what you got generally speaking. In terms of like who's in the league right now. Like we'll see. Obviously, I mean, that's years ahead, but like. In terms of like a Shakira Austin, a Lee Yaru-Jabbar, like those type of players are like. look, after some of the, come on now.
That's baby Shaq, please.
That's kind of hooping. So like I agree. Like I think we're in for some interesting like players that you might not think are a hot commodity really might end up becoming one in this free agency.
I'm excited to see it.
It kills me how the Fever set their future up because they could have took Shakira and they took Melissa.
Crazy, huh?
They wanted them back-to-back number one picks, dog.
Yeah. Stop.
They could have used him too. Yeah. That's all the time we got for Ball Up Top, a WBB podcast. Tyler, Shawnee, any final words before we go?
No, I think that's perfect.
Yeah, thunder up. Thunder up. That's all I got.
Get out of here.
Folks, thank you for listening as always. Use code NOCAP15 to get 15% off your first home field purchase. We are powered by you, the viewers. So subscribe to us on YouTube, on Substack, the podcast, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars, say something nice. We hope. Get us into that algorithm. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, if you even still use it, Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever you get it. We have got it. This has been No Cap Space WBB. This has been Ball Up Top, and we will see you guys next time.